Welcome to the Truly Expat Travel Podcast, where I chat with expats about their favourite holiday destinations. Let's be honest, expats are some of the best travellers around, always planning the next adventure, exploring hidden gems, and finding the best spots wherever they go. So who better to ask for travel inspiration?
We can't wait to hear about all of your tips and tricks. But maybe
the hidden gems.
Yes, exactly. And maybe you could start off. How did you get
into it?
Greece?
Yeah. Or how do I get into it?
How you got to Greece and where you're originally from?
Right. So I'm originally, actually, funny enough, I was born in. I was born in obviously in Melbourne. Moved back and forth to Greece when I was a kid. My mother had a fascination with coming back to Greece, so they built a house obviously above her parents' place, which most Greeks do. You got the parents downstairs.
Yeah.
You got the son, and then you got the daughter, and then you got that kind of works here.
And generational living.
Yeah, it is. It's literally you see how big the family is, and you got 4 stories or 5 stories. Go, wow! But you actually see it. You see people come out of the house, you go, oh, okay, wow, that's a big family. You say, oh, yeah. And sometimes even throw in an auntie. It's true. You just throw in an auntie or an uncle in there as well.
Like Italy.
Yeah, it's very similar, I think, in and about, obviously with the family, the grandparents are always there as well. There's somewhere in the basement, there's somewhere. I don't know where they are, but the grandparents are always with you. Sorry, anyway. Right. So there's somewhere there. So all right. So it happened. Going back and forth. So I started getting a fascination with Greece when I was quite young. Growing up in Melbourne, Melbourne, as you know, as you're growing up, back then, I'm going to reveal my age here in the 70s. We used to watch TV shows. What you saw was TV shows. We used to see like American buildings, like high rises. So when you're seeing the outside world, that's all you used to think of was, oh yeah, that's what it looks like out there. Big roads, big cars, big American cars. That's all. So when my parents first took me to Greece, I got, where am I? I mean, everything is small. Everything is like a cement, like as you know, as what you see now. And so I was bewildered that the world isn't really like what we see on TV, because, on TV shows, see, like I said, growing up, only had 3 TV channels back then.
Yeah.
So all you see was just American shows. There was no other, SBS wasn't even out. I mean, I'm showing my age. SBS was Channel O, if you remember back.
Yeah.
I don't even know what SBS is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. So I'm talking about Melbourne jargon now.
Yeah,
sorry, Channel O. It's like an international TV show which had national products, which it didn't. It only had either TV, Australian or American. So going through it, and I just became fascinated by the architecture and the way and the people and just I don't know, and I kind of draw me, and I kept wanting to go back, kept going back with it, especially my mother. She wanted to move back to Greece. They built a house, like I said, but it was just, due to circumstances, financial circumstances, it just didn't evolve to that. But at the same time, my parents, like I said, they had their house here. And then what happened was back, I think it was, I was going back and forth. I started my own business back in Melbourne. And then just thought, I needed some time off. And I thought, I'm going to go to Greece. This is in the 90s now. I'm going to go to Greece. And I said, how about a couple of my friends said, come with me. I said to a couple of friends, come with me to Greece. Let me show you, a little bit of the Greece I know. So, as you know, back then there was no Google. There was no AI. There wasn't like, you just hashtag, oh, yeah, where do I go? Yeah. So it was obviously harder to navigate and to go the right spot, because you done everything as you will know. It's like if you roll up to a restaurant, you can't look at the reviews, so you can't see what's in place. And so, if anything, instinct had to kick in more, and you just say, that doesn't feel right. So I don't know. I seem to I got a knack as to where to go, which I still use now. So in the 90s, I took some friends over to the Greek islands, and I took them to, and obviously it was fitness based, because my background is I used to run a personal training studio in Melbourne, and so I would do fitness orientated exercise in the morning, take them sightseeing during the day, and then at night, just relax and, could be bar hopping or just, watching the sunset and just chilling out by the beach or something like that. So, and I'll call that the balance tour. That's when the balance tour came about. I go, hang on a minute, because my friends that obviously didn't speak Greek at all, and I'd say to them, like, where to go, and they go, look, like, I've got this rule of thumb. I mean, I'm not to say that it's 100% sure. I've got a rule of thumb. If it's got cushy chairs, it's got laid back music, and it's got the big tables, I'll go there for a coffee. If the chairs are uncomfortable and I hear the mother screaming in the background with the son sweating, hating cooking, that's where I go and eat. I've got that rule of thumb. I still do that now. So I still rely on the instinct of that kind of where to eat. So I used to love that. And it seemed to work back then. It still seems to work that, you go to the places that no bells and whistles to eat. And yet I go to the places where it's got the bells and whistles that, hear that relaxing Cafe Del Mar music, or in the background, and that's okay. But I just don't like, have, so people say the Greek experience or Mediterranean experience. I don't go there because that doesn't really identify to me as to
more authentic if you go to the Screaming Mama.
The Screaming Mama. It's a family business.
It's a great name.
There
you go.
For a restaurant.
For a restaurant. The Screaming Mama, it is.
Okay, we've got a concept. Let's start a business.
There you go. Screaming Mama. Mediterranean way. So that's what, do that. And then island hopping, as to a lot of people, when they do island hopping, they go, I want to go 4 or 5 different islands, but you've got 10 days. A lot of people forget about the transfers. To get to these islands is far. For example, to do, even if you take the Superjet ferry, its minimum could be 4 hours. It could be all right. Sometimes it's shorter on the plane as well. But then you got to do the transfer to the plane. You get it. You got to wait. You could have a cancellation. So therefore, if you've only got 4 or 5 days, I always thought, okay, you got to be careful as to what the transfers involved as well. Okay, that's so. I thought, all right, when I started I thought which islands I could navigate to be closer together, where you don't have to sit there thinking, all I'm feeling, I'm just carrying my suitcase all day.
Yeah.
And another thing I always say to people is that 1 minute you're relaxing, you're nice and just relaxing, you kind of take it all in. Next thing you know, you're huddled with everyone else, and you've got the guy at the port screaming, "Pame, get on board, hela," and you go, "Oh my god!" So you got to try. Are
you saying that carrying a suitcase isn't part of your workout?
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. That's right. With bicep curls. That's right. Holding it. Yeah. Especially going up those ramps as well.
Yeah.
Some of the ramps.
Resistance
and if it's a bit
training.
Yeah, resistance. Isometric work. Especially if the ramps are moving side to side slightly as well. Try to go up those ramps. Oh wow. And if you've decided to go shopping, stuff your suitcase even more. Like you've got a lot of people unfortunately bring full suitcases to the island. Buy more shopping. They've got bulging suitcases coming out. The wheel's broken off, and you're trying to get up the ramp. What do you do?
And then, that gets rid of your feta cheese and those.
That's right. And then you're trying to figure out at customs whether you can take it back. You got all these. Wow. I don't know. At the time, they sold it to me. It was amazing. You got all these jars. You go, oh my God, where am I going? Are you sure I'm going to get through customs? So it's all that kind of.
It's never going back to Australia or New Zealand if you have to worry about customs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I've got just quickly. I've got a quick story. I've got a friend of mine that came. I met a friend of mine years ago. Still a friend of mine, obviously here in Greece. And I said, come to Australia. Come to Australia. He's never traveled before. This is a true story. He's never traveled before, ever, never. Because unfortunately, I mean, I could talk to you. This could be another podcast. Is a lot of Greeks actually can't afford to travel even to Santorini. It's very expensive, but that's another. But he's never traveled. I said, come to Australia. Obviously, in the moment, we had a few to drink together. Hugs and kisses. Come to Australia. You love it. Yeah, come stay with me. And so he comes.
So do you bring his donkey?
No, this is even better. This is a true story. I can't make this up. So he comes. So back then, we're talking back now, mid 2000s. I could have texted him. You're coming. I think Nokia just came out. The big brick phones.
Oh yeah.
So he doesn't know whether I'm going to show up. You know, that was the beauty of back then. He doesn't know. He came all the way. So I'm waiting at the airport. The plane was say 2:00. You know, it came 5:00. I go, where is he? Well, who do I ask? Who do I ask? I go, I've got to wait a little bit more. Where is he? He comes out. He's ghostly white. I go, what happened? He goes, I'll get held up at customs. I goes, why? I goes, well, my mother, true story, decided to pack a sandwich because she thought that was like a bus. You get off and you have a break.
Oh,
And she packed ham and cheese tomato sandwich rolls in his suitcase without telling him. So when he got out of customs, I go, what's this sandwich here? And they said to him, what is this? And he didn't declare it because he didn't know
that it was in there.
it was in there.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. What did they do to him? Did they find him?
No, they actually,
Probably
because it
felt
was,
sorry.
yeah, they did, because obviously it's a true story. He was, I didn't know, my mother, and they saw us all wrapped up
Did
in nice,
you pack your own bag?
yeah, did you pack your own bag? Exactly.
That's hilarious.
So is that
Story.
You can't make up a ham, cheese, and tomato sandwich,
No.
right? Like you
No.
gotta
I
go.
once, you know,
Okay, this
Yeah.
is terrible.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
how you decided on the type of islands that you go to?
Yes, I did. I decided I felt was more a little bit more convenient as to, like I say, if people are coming for 7 days or 8 days, try and make it stress-free in regards to the transfers. Because I've tried a few options, like for example, I'm sometimes island hopping for 2 days. 2 days here, 2 days there, 2 days there,
Yeah.
and that's great. But if you're doing it peak time, know that you got crowds. Oh, excuse me, packing on to go to the port, to go to the islands, getting on the same ferry. And so there's a lot of your stress involved with that. So I always try to, all right, so which is easiest to navigate? For example, one of the islands I always love to choose is Naxos and Santorini. Why? Between Naxos and Santorini, it's only an hour and a half away. And between, so it doesn't seem so strong, so long in regards in between those particular islands. Mostly I focus on the Cyclades at the moment is because obviously everyone wants to see Santorini. And that's, everyone always wants to go to Santorini, and that's obviously the most picturesque for sunsets as well. So, yeah, I do base it in regards to, what's more convenient for the traveler. So I'm always trying to think about if I was traveling, what would I be looking for rather than as a local, what, I think works best. There's a little bit of difference in that.
And so would you suggest 7 days is a good amount?
7 days is a good it depends like what people have in regards to the time off. I suggest 7 days, and in that probably maybe at 2 islands if you did Athens, and then 2 other islands with that, rather than trying to focus on doing Athens and then doing three islands with that, because you really, by the time you get off, you're already thinking about, I've got to pack my bags and go to the next island.
Yeah.
If you're doing that in 2 days, so like probably you package, like we stay on one island for 3 days and really get to enjoy and just relax, and then obviously do another island for 2 days, and obviously if you want to see Athens, you can Athens, you can if you just want to do the kind of normal hearsay kind of places, is 2 days as well, Acropolis, and the Blaka and things like that. But just really, it depends. Again, I mean, we can touch on that as to what the individual's looking for, as to what people look. But yes, 7 days, 2 islands with Athens. That's what I'd probably recommend, or that's what I would. That's what I used to do.
Seems to work. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I started. So I started with the balance tour with that. That was back in, I think, 2009. And then I used to do it every year. And then we changed it to Greek balance tours, which is focused on Greek balance tours. We used to incorporate yoga in the morning as well. We used to have people doing yoga in the morning. And then it just changed the platform now to Blue White Dream Tours, which primarily focuses on different type of groups that we offer for the islands as well.
Which is very exciting. I'm excited because I'm going on one of them. So yeah.
Which one are you going on, Paula?
I'm hoping to take a group of women off later in this year, which we've been discussing. It's exciting.
Okay, so it's not been finalised yet.
Not completely, but yes, we're in talks about it. So it's exciting.
Fantastic. So is there some spots left on that?
There is, because we haven't really confirmed it yet. There's plenty of spots.
Fantastic. Oh,
Oh,
well, yeah, just letting our listeners know.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the pace of the tour like? Are you constantly on the move, or it's just you'd slow down on them?
Look, as you know, with these types of tours, you've got different types of people that come along. You can't, a lot of people come for different reasons. So what we offer, for example, if someone wants to just do look at the history, there's options into seeing the history of Greece, or what they would look at. If someone wants to see architecture, they can see that. If someone just wants to sit and relax by the beach and see watch the sunset, sunrise, and have an amazing cocktail and say, "Wow, where am I?" That's offered as well. Like I've had people. When I first started, I had people that came with me. All I had was one guy because he had a high stress job, and all he thought was, all I want to do is just sit at the beach, hear the waves, and read a book, which he never done.
Yeah.
Whereas I had another lady that wanted to get up at 7:30 in the morning. I'm up, I'm off, I'm going hiking. She went hiking, came back. All right, what can I do for the day? 7 points. Okay, go. All right, you can come and see that. All right, I want to tick this off. I want to see this. She had a list before she came, which is further as to what to see, and that. So therefore, what I'm trying to say, it's all up to the individual.
Yeah.
We can offer that.
Okay.
So particular islands that we go to, well, I what I suggest is that offers that on that bucket list. Most islands do, but I think I feel like sometimes the island has to be big enough to cater for things like that as well. So so it really just, again, it depends on the individual as to what they're looking for. Some people just want to just go try different eateries, so they go to different eateries there. Other people are fussy, like they don't actually want to try different foods, and so they're just happy to not do that.
Yeah.
They just explore, just walk around. Other people just want to shop. They love coming to Athens, and which is Athens has got and Musrat's got one of the biggest Zara's. I think it's in Athens or
Yes, I've been there, and there was
Zara,
a sale on
in Europe. Yeah. A massive one's opened up here in Piraeus. A massive Zara. Yeah, massive one's
because
opened up here in Piraeus.
yeah, and it's cheaper there for some reason.
Yeah,
Or maybe it was just everything was on sale. But so when you're talking about the tours, are you still doing yoga in the mornings and stuff with them, or
Well,
not?
that could. Well, yeah, definitely. Like if you turn around and say to me, "Look, I want to incorporate yoga," we organise that. So
Okay.
anything can be organised. Like we've got a group. I've got a couple next week or in the month. They want to do a helicopter ride around Santorini, so we've done that. We organised that as well.
Yeah.
So it just really it just depends as to there's a couple of factors as to your budget, as to your budget, and also as to what you're really looking for. Like I said, some people just want to sit by the beach, and just read a book, and just say, "Look where I am." I probably want to experience this again. And that's
What's the perfect size of a group when they go on tour, do you think?
about 10.
Okay.
10. You could, about 10, 14. But look, it's again, there's a lot of factors. I've had a group of 20 and seen look, like a group of 5. I've had a group of 5 and they seem like a group of 20. So that's really how the dynamics works together as a group, and it's very hard. Sometimes I say, the old trick is if you want to really find out what a person's like, travel with them. And you see what and then you really see what people like, So
That's so true.
For sure. And what are the hidden gems or off the beaten path islands that your guests absolutely love?
Look, that's a tricky one. Everyone asks me, what's the hidden? I think what I could probably say, because all the islands that I've been to, I've enjoyed for what I feel. So what I feel, for example, like when I go to Pitcairn, there's a memory with it. I go, wow, that's for me, my hidden little gem. That's for me, my little. So again, I think it comes to individual. Now for beaches, I could probably say Milos probably offers the best beaches.
I've been told that.
But on the flip side of that, but that's how I feel with mixing with the locals. Naxos is for me is when dealing with and I've got a lot of stories. So that for me is like my own little hidden gem.
Okay.
The villages in Naxos is another hidden gem that I just love to go and explore. Go, wow, this is the experience I've had in Syros is another little hidden gem. Syros for me is another hidden gem that I find that just exploring the streets in Syros, being lost and getting actually lost. Google's not working. Come on, it's not working. What's happening here? It's all, and then for me, that's another little hidden gem. For me personally, hidden gem is really, like I said, it's exploring and then finding that little nook and go, you know what, that's my little hidden gem. Here in Athens, if you want to know what a real hidden gem, and this is coming, I can't hashtag this or anything, is if you want a hidden gem, unfortunately, hidden gems now, everyone goes, oh, hidden gem, but you got 50,000 followers. So now, for example, you go to these hidden gems. Hidden gems, there's a line now. There's a queue. I could tell you these hidden gems. I go, oh yeah, this is now, it's not a hidden gem anymore. My hidden gem, if you really want to know, if you take people around Athens, is I follow the pensioner, I follow the widower to the local tavern because that's hidden.
Yeah.
I do. I actually stalked someone once. I stalked them. I literally did. The black leather jackets. Okay, here we go. And I watched them walk. I go, they're going to go and eat. And I followed them. And I went and it was this corner place. You wouldn't even know it's there. And just, serving, sitting down. And it's getting value for money. Yeah. And it's all clean. And there's no bells and whistles. They're the hidden gems. I would suggest to people to go and follow if they want a hidden gem. Is to follow, actually stalk or follow a local.
Now I have this vision of Paula hiding behind a lamppost.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say get arrested for following someone.
Well, that too. I can just imagine you going.
Yeah, where's he? Where's she going? Well, it's mostly the pensioners because who's lost and so they want to eat, don't they? So that's where you find real, authentic food. And that's where I always say to people.
That's a great tip. That's such a cool tip.
It is. Well, because unfortunately, with social media, everyone's obsessed with hidden gem. And so everyone's got, I want the hidden gem. Hashtag hidden gem. Hashtag hidden gem. If you want a real hidden gem, is you just stop and you just follow and look where they are. And another, if you want another hidden gem, is at the port area. It's all nice and that. If you want to go where the locals go, they say go always 1 street back, 2 streets back. That's where you see the locals.
You know what? They said that in Crete when I was there. When I spoke to a local, they said, don't come here. You need to go down a couple of streets down there in the alleyway.
Always at the back.
That's where we eat. Yeah.
That's where. Or another one, I think, is where the transfer people go. When I say transfer, the people that do the transfers, the bus drivers. Transfers. Where do they go and eat?
Yeah.
They go and eat. They go where it's affordable and the food's clean, and they go to where it's no nonsense, and that's where you go and that's where I don't know if I mentioned that to you. I did that in Mykonos once. I had a group and I was going to take them shopping, and then they said to me, where are you going? I go, I'm going to go and eat. And they go, where are you going? I go, I'm going down that way. And they were going to the right, and yet I was going to where the transfer, the buses and all that. They go and eat, and they decided to come with me, and the food was amazing. It wasn't, by the Mykonos port.
Yeah. You know what I like about that? So most tours you go on, and everyone has to make a living, but most tours will take you to somewhere where they get a commission. So you're going somewhere touristy. Yeah. So it's nice, actually, nice breath of fresh air that you take them somewhere, not most people go.
That's another thing that's different. We don't work on commission. There's no paybacks. We don't walk in and they all know our name from first name basis. A lot of places keep changing. Yeah. Unfortunately, they keep changing, could be changing the chef. Yeah. Could be some, this year could be a good chef. Sometimes the quality food drops, which I've seen. Sometimes they get too busy. Some places, but no, we do not work on commission because we just it just doesn't work for us. And you kind of, and it's not fair on the local community. Unfortunately, it's like when you do, for example, where they say all inclusive boat tours, and you get off the boat and they've got to regulate that. A lot of local taverns miss out, or eateries miss out on what they can sell, or what they can give to people.
That's nice to know. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's peace of mind, really.
And also, unfortunately, it's also got to do with social media. Plays a big influence on it. For example, if you go to Mykonos or something, and you've got an influencer that hashtags certain place, everyone just goes to that. And what about the place that can't afford to pay this influencer?
Yeah.
What about the place
Yeah.
that can't afford to who's in social media savvy? What
Yeah.
happens to them? Yet they're more authentic. I mean, I can get into a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of politics. I think I find which
Yeah.
social media has changed all.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's
Yeah,
what we
you're
do.
right.
We don't offer the commission. If anything, a lot of times we'll be walking down the street and we'll say, "Oh, this sounds great," or "This smells right," and we'll go, "All right, that's who wants to go in there? Yep, we'll do that." So it's kind of not as structured. Again, as to how the tool wants it, it's people want to run it. It's not as structured as what a lot of mainstream tools are.
Can I ask you a question? I'm feeling like Mamma Mia throwing plates on the ground. Does that ever happen?
It doesn't anymore. It doesn't.
Doesn't it?
Oh wow.
No, I stopped that. I know.
Well, there's no dancing.
There is. They do that. For example, a lot of people do that, and there is a place in Naxos that we take a restaurant that will do it. They do offer the dancing,
Cool.
and they do offer
Oh,
the
yeah.
plate smashing.
That's
But
brilliant,
no,
isn't
they
it?
don't do that in Athens. Do you
No
believe it?
plates.
No, because of injuries and
Like you say, yeah.
yeah, they just don't do it anymore. And you offer they offer the dancing and that, but no, not the plate smashing. That's gone. There's a lot of it. Yeah. But obviously, like I said, there's a restaurant that we do offer in Naxos that we do take people and they do the plate smashing still, and they get everybody up to dance and they teach them how to dance that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like the sound of this Naxos place, actually. I like it. It sounds better than Santorini. I've never been to Santorini, and I can safely say that I'll be happy if I spent the rest of my life not going to Santorini. But I wouldn't be happy if I didn't go to Naxos, because it's the way you've explained
Yeah.
it, that it's like
For me.
all locals and all that sort of thing, and that's what floats my boat as well. I want to get like down to the local level and understand how the society functions. You can't do that in a touristy place. But I'm not putting off people who want to go to Santorini. It looks amazing, but yeah.
Okay, so that's Santorini. Okay, Santorini is like that wonder of the world that you got to do once in your life. But if you want to know a travel tip, is if you're going to see Santorini, either do it first thing in the morning and just have some time off and really capture it. Why? 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evenings. It's like Flinders Street Station, which is a railway station. People are everywhere.
Busy. Yeah.
Busy, you are stuck. And if you're okay with that, fine. But it is crowded.
Piccadilly Circus. Yeah.
Yeah. And yet on Instagram, when people see a photo, there's no one else around.
Yeah.
They do these photo shoots during the day when it's super hot and no one's around.
Yeah.
When you want to go and see the sunset, especially if you go to Ia, it is packed. It is. And I say now to your viewers, just be wary of that. It is so busy during those times. So just be wary of it. You don't think they're going to have that isolated moment. Of course you can if you shut everything else out, but it is very busy.
Or you use Photoshop.
Or you use, yeah.
Photoshop.
You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't have to go anywhere. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Really?
even leave your living room.
Don't even leave your room. Just do a whole tour. Look where I went.
Okay, so what kind of travelers usually join your tours?
Look, it's a
Mixed bag?
mixed bag. Really, it's a mixed bag as to whatever people are looking for. I think a lot of people that come with us want to feel safe. That's I think paramount, especially with women. I want to feel safe. They want to feel like they're getting obviously value for money. All that. I think they come with us is because we're a little bit because you're talking to me now. I'm the person that meets you at the airport. Whereas we're with a lot of, unfortunately, well, not say a lot of tours. So whoever you talk to, but you don't know who you're going to meet. Could meet Spiro.
Because they're big tour companies.
You might meet Katerina, and you're just not sure. Whereas because now, for example, now I'm talking to you, I'm already starting to get a vibe as to what you might be looking for, or what you both said, or Rachel said, or Paul, what you might say. Go, all right, you know what, I could work on this. On the way home, I might, on the way back to the hotel, I might drop them off here because that's what they might like. They might want to try some look on mothers, or they might want to try, a Spanish ricotta because I heard him say that earlier today. Nice. I heard him say that a month ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm already building data into the conversation. So when you comes to time for say, okay, we'll come with you. I've already got a database as to what you might be looking for. It could be like, it could be like, for example, now, you Rachel said about the music. I'm already thinking about, you know what? There's a place that I know about. I'm going to spring in there and take music because I've already built the data in regards as to what you're talking to me about. Do you see? That's what I'm going. So I've thought a lot of places they might say that, but then you might have spirits got no idea who you are.
Yeah.
There might be just points. This is where they're going. This is what they're doing. Boom, 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 and they just follow. So that's where I think I like to think that we're
and that's truly curated.
Yeah. More personal, and so that's all.
Sure.
And so that's what we feel. A lot of people, obviously, a lot of like from 20 to 25, they all want to do the EOS, which is obviously with the bottle. A lot of I'm not saying EOS isn't beautiful, but they go to the party island, which is obviously you do the Mykonos, you do EOS. So it depends on the demographic, but usually a little bit older. When you kind of, I shouldn't say you've passed all that, you want to do more like, you want to take in for what it is, the authentic and
you want to wake up in the morning and see the sunrise. You don't want to be seeing the sunrise after a massive night out. Let's just get that on the table.
I'll see the sunrise go, where am I?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have, wow, this is where am I? I'm at the beach still.
Is there a month or is there a particular time that you think is the best season to travel there?
Okay, so probably 2 months or probably again I don't want to put listeners off because a lot of them so it could be like Americans and then they have time off. August is havoc, is crazy, super hot, and super busy. And again, it's all about the transfers, getting like for example from the port of Santorini up to the top. And if you're doing this in August, you've got about 20, 30 buses all lined up to go up this narrow road and just sitting there. That's why probably flying there. But then going flying there, it becomes super expensive. So what I'm trying to say to you is probably early on the shoulder seasons, which is probably, let's say, end of May or early June. Why? Because everything's fresh, everything's clean, everything's painted.
Yeah.
Everyone's ready to go. Like, wow, here we go. Great season coming along,
Oh, yeah.
We're up for it, ready to go. The water could be a little bit cold still because it's just coming off because, but if you're okay with that, everyone's all buzzing. And then obviously I always say about September's becoming very popular again is because the weather is getting a little bit, obviously it slows down a little bit. It's not in the high 30s. And people start to relax and go, all right, we've had the craziness of August and even July. Let's just start slowing down there. So September, October, or end of May, early June.
Shoulder season.
Shoulder season. Why? Because people forget how hot it gets here.
Yeah.
We've got major issues with a lot of people that just don't come out of their rooms all day because it gets super hot. Oh, we want to go July because we heard it's great, it's busy, it's party. That's fine. But if you're at 35 degrees and you're not used to this type of heat, you're not going to walk anywhere. You don't want to walk anywhere. You're only going to be able to get up in the mornings, which a lot of people struggle with, at 7 a.m. to actually enjoy, it's still been 22 degrees in heat to enjoy that. Whereas during the day, it's always, it gets a little bit too hot to actually go sightseeing. You don't really enjoy it as much and you don't have it as a great time, unfortunately.
That's good to know. Because you're right. Most people go around that period of time and it gets super busy, there's over tourists. There's No, that's it.
It's like when you go to Dubai or Abu Dhabi. You know that you go in August, and if you've ever been,
like 50 degrees. Yeah.
You're not going outside. You're staying, and then you try and just get from there to the transfer so you don't really enjoy it so much.
When do Greeks have their holiday? Is that August? Like normally,
like the Italians.
Yes.
Like the Italians. Yeah.
Greeks don't go to the islands. Greeks do not travel to the islands. No. A lot of them got villages, like especially in Athens. A lot of them go away to villages or just try and stay away.
Found a lot. Thessaloniki. Those the little peninsulas off Thessaloniki. We found I went there once and it was awesome beaches.
Beautiful.
And it was just a whole lot of Greek people, and it was the best. It was so good. It was good fun, and it was so laid back as well because it was just like nobody there. I mean, the Greek people were there, but there was just like it wasn't like hustle and bustle. It was quite nice. Yeah.
It's so most of them have August off. That's obviously quite big. I personally love staying in Athens in August because I can drive the car freely. I can park wherever I want. Taking little things like that, because I think when we had this conversation last time, navigating, trying to park the car is like strategizing for a whole week ago. All right, if we're going there, where am I going to be able to park the car? How am I going to park the car?
Yeah.
Whereas in August, I love being in Athens. Everything's quiet. Everything's personal. I love being in August in Athens. But yeah, most people disperse and go to the islands, and that's when it's like Christmas time. For most people, or in Australia where I grew up, Christmas was that month off. Here in Greece, they do that in
August.
Yeah.
And you've got plans in Athens too, though, right?
Plans.
Yeah, as in you've got something on the horizon. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. The bus tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can send you a pic. We so what it's called a theatre on the move. A friend of mine came up with a concept, and I jumped onto that as well. So it's having a theatre production on a bus. So usually, you get on a bus wherever you go, and they've got the microphone going. They could have a curator, could have someone speaking, or you could have the headset. And it's usually, unfortunately, everyone's tired. They go, hello, here's Acropolis. Here we go. And now we're passing the Parthenon. That same, and you're just standing there. Or even worse, you've got those headsets in, you've passed the Acropolis, and yet, they're talking about, Corfu. You go, hang on, I pushed the wrong button. How do I get back to it? You can't, you're pressing the headset. It's not working. It's not working. So anyway, I came up with the idea about how can we make it more exciting. So having like a theatre on a bus is like explaining the ruins, but from a theatrical point of view, having an actor on board, dressed in,
toga.
Toga, and also serving some alcohol and also
Retsina.
Yeah, a bit of Retsina and traditional snacks, and that's called Theatre on the Move. And actually, we just did and that's hopefully we're doing some practice runs now, and they'll be running shortly. But so you can have a look at it. Yeah, so we come up with that one. It's called Theatre on the Move.
We can have you got a link to it? We'll put it in the show notes.
Yep, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yep,
that's great. Yeah,
so that's hopefully coming soon. I've got another idea what I love to do, but this is going to be way off. Is people always fascinated, which is like.
Are you sure you want to share it on the podcast? Someone might steal your idea.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they do, because you know what? Because it just makes it better. It's probably happening now, which I've done in the past, but I'm thinking about it. I'm not too sure whether this is a big one. Is people want an authentic experience? Is come and stay an authentic house and live for 5 or 6 days. And so I've stayed at a Greek house, Greek living, and Greek way of life.
Call it the Screaming Mama.
Yeah. There you go. There we go. See? So I'm thinking about doing something like that. Like, come and say, and what's like going thoroughly shopping?
Out of the potatoes.
Oh, well, I scream every day. I just walk out the door and I'm screaming at someone. Don't worry about that. It's just like the Greek way. Screaming in the car park, screaming at the shop. Just think to just scream all day.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
What would you do you have anything to tell anyone or give any recommendations for anyone listening that are thinking of coming on one of your tours?
Okay. Well, look, I think it's not really about coming on one of my tours. I think just in general in Greece. I mean, look, like I said, about coming on my tours, like I said, the points is the difference. We don't work on commission, as I told you. We work also on the individual. We don't have it like a set cookie cutter, like, oh, no, this is what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm not going to mention, the big companies. So everything's more personal. Who you are is who you meet. For example, I'll give you another one is for safety. For example, I had, which is going to happen again. I had a group, I had 20 women, which I'm taking again next month. I had to individually walk them back to the room, each one from the bar up and down. I went 20 times. I'm okay with that. Just a little bit more personal like that, just to make them feel comfortable. Not to say there's no, safety is, is very, you feel very safe here, but just for their own comfort, that's would be walked back. So that's what we offer, a little bit more personal, like I said, and we build a data just by having conversations, like I said, with the person you meet at the airport, with the person that you meet at the hotel, with the person that you want. What I offer is always suggest to people, it's not about coming on tours, is to be open-minded when you come. A lot of people, unfortunately, have expectations. Like, for example, if a lot of people go, I'm not saying go to Thailand or things like that, they go to a big hotel with a big lift, and then they come to Greece and go, wow, the lift is the size of a coffin. Where am I? I can't get into that.
Yeah.
Kidding me? Two people.
I thought you
can get
meant
into
like people would be singing ABBA all the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, things like, well, look, that as well, Yeah. So it's just, yeah, that I'd sing that, or, my big fat freak wedding, like that stuff.
That's true.
I don't think I had someone ask me, do you live in those blue domes? Those blue domes? I go, we don't live in those blue domes. It's no.
I actually thought you were going to
Who
say.
lives in there? Yeah.
I thought you were going to say,
The
does
donkey
someone
houses, right?
does someone ask you if you use Windex everywhere?
No, Jif.
Oh, Jim. Windex does work though.
Yeah, they haven't got
Is that an
yeah,
Australian
Windex.
joke? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
it.
it's our
That's
that
a big fat Greek
Greek
wedding.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Windex,
It's a long
I mean,
time ago.
Yeah, Jif, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jif, yeah. Or
Jif is
no,
great.
yeah. Or Vicks, because
Yeah,
everything's
Vicks cures
Vicks.
everything as
Yeah, Vicks kills everything, especially during the winter. So really talk about is just to be more open minded, not to come with have expectations of when they're traveling.
Yeah.
To understand that Greece is really it's a very small place, especially Athens, and the hotels. If you're looking for grandeur and really big hotels, it's very hard to find here because of it's a small place,
Yeah.
and a lot of the businesses are family still run. Like, for example, if you go to Villa Sula in Santorini, you'll meet Sula.
Ah,
That's how it is still.
yeah, it's because it's small and yeah.
It's small.
Yeah.
So just be aware that it's run like as a family still. A lot of it is. Sure, they're getting more like, more, how could I say, more corporate, more like, where you get, people
Big
being, but
brands.
it's still
Yeah.
big brands and, sure. But again, just be open to it. That's still run as more or less like a big, like a family, and don't have expectations when you come as to, but I thought I was getting this. Do I really have to walk this far? You have to walk a lot.
Okay,
You just
that's
have
good.
to walk.
Yeah.
You have to walk. So have to walk.
What did you say? Do you have to walk?
You have to walk. Like, there's no transfer. Especially if you go to Santorini, there's big steps. Greeks just walk.
Yeah.
We walk everywhere. We're not going to take the car. It's not like you go into a shopping mall and you wait for 10 minutes driving around until someone, gets out and you can just walk on your travelator. People walk. Be ready to walk. Be ready for the heat. Not to have any expectations as to, but, it could be in America. But in Australia, we've got big lifts. But, I had the concierge come and take my stuff. Sometimes that doesn't work, like that. Don't have any expectations. Just be open-minded to what you see. Just take it all in and just really, for what it is.
Really good advice.
Yeah, and try and build up a memory, because this is life's all about memories, isn't it? So when you go away, he's trying to have a good memory. Like, I expected that. Don't have any expectations. Just be open to what it is, because a lot of people, unfortunately, sometimes they do come with certain expectations, and social media portrays it in a way that sometimes isn't that way.
It's not reality.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
that's great.
It's so exciting. Like I love Greece, so I'm really excited
I'm
about.
pumped. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing such a valuable information
Thank you.
about Greece. And
Yeah, so if it's anything, I'm trying to portray is the passion of the place. I mean, that's the thing that's a backbone about all, is the Mediterranean way is really, once we lose that passion, then we kind of become more, how can I say, just more robotic in the way things are done. So if we can still instill passion and you feel it, when you're talking to people as to what you're showing as well, that's, I think, the most important. I think once that's gone, that's when, it starts getting a little bit tough.
yeah, and you've lost that.
You've lost the spark, and you lost your culture, you lost your feel, you lost your way, and then you become a bit more robotic.
Yeah.
You might as well just punch in AI and just get them to go through that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's very good.
Yeah.
Thank you
Love.
so much for coming on. Really appreciate all of the information. Have you got
Yeah.
anything else, Rach, you want to or Petros?
Okay, plug this. I write a short novel about someone
Can't
traveling
read
to.
that.
Sorry,
It's blurry.
Yep,
There
yep.
you go.
So what's
Yeah.
it called?
Echo from the street. So I wrote this during COVID. It's a short novel about a young boy moving to Greece in the 90s.
Ah,
Echo from the street. So I write that, but it's only a novella, but I've written more onto it now. But yeah, so that's that can give you example as to transition
cool.
from a boy moving from in the 90s, growing up in Australia, and then coming to Greece, and then taking from what he learned in Australia, trying to implement that in Greece, and then trying to synchronize and make it work best for him in an adventure. So it's called Echo from the Street. So
I
write
love
that.
that.
Have you got a link?
5 years.
We
Have
can
you
put
got
a
a link
link.
to that?
Yeah,
people can buy it?
I'm not sure. I haven't. Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's on
Okay,
Amazon.
perfect.
If
We
you
can-
share that link with us, and we'll put it in the show notes.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I wrote that a few years ago, and it's just only a short
Well
novella,
done.
but I did that. That was another box I wanted to tick as well.
I love
Yeah.
that. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's
Okay.
been awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks so much, Petros. Thanks for sharing all of your wonderful knowledge. And I love that you curate each tour, be quite original for the people that come on your tours. So it's really exciting. And so thank you again for coming on.
All right. Appreciate you having me.
All right. Take
All
care.
right. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
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 So join us again next week on Truly Expat Travel Podcast, where I have another exciting destination in a world that's too big to be left unexplored. Ciao for now.